Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Valley News Now at 11. Duke Schindler joining you here on this Wednesday late morning, and we got a couple things to talk about here, and we'll start actually in Horace, as many of you this morning may have experienced an issue with the water there. Well, it was reported by the city of Horace that a water main break occurred and is impacting, or was impacting, I should say, a large number of Horace house homeowners and users, occurring near Willow Court at approximately 2:30 this morning, where now water service has since been restored within the last hour. That's the last update we got here from the city of Horace. But residents may notice low water pressure for most of the day while the towers refill and then regain that proper water pressure. So for Willow Court residents, where most of this has happened, City of Horace Public Works crews will be coming to gather your garbage and recycling cans. The cans will be labeled and taken to a central collection point, emptied and returned to your property. That was the latest update we got there on the water main break, but seems like everything should be looking good here so far. Just got to get back up to par. Now moving on to a discussion we've been talking, saying, thinking about for years now. Fargo's next convention center. That's right, it is now set for the Civic Center site after a 4-1 City Commission vote. Now, the city did choose that location over a proposal near Bruhala. And some downtown business owners, well, they're looking at what the project could mean for shops that are nearby.
For me, it would be more exposure. A lot of people from out of town come here. They're surprised there's a store like mine in Fargo because I do imports around the world. I travel. So I get a lot of business from people that come from out of town.
Now, the city still has to finalize an agreement with Kilburn Group before construction can begin. The project could start moving later this year, with completion targeted for 2029. So some cool here coming into the area, or repurposing, I guess, but something else happening around the area and something we should keep our eyes out for. The Red River Valley SWAT team, well, they're scheduled to hold training exercises Thursday evening in West Fargo, correct. Training starts at 5 and runs until about 10 near the 600 block of Morrison Street. SWAT members may be seen carrying firearms, but officials do say that no live rounds will be used and there is no threat to the public. But if you have any safety questions or concerns, you are asked to contact the Red Regional Dispatch Center on the number on your screen. Now, as we get nearing the end of the show here, something also to look forward to. And happening this Sunday, the community comes together to honor Isadora Wengel with the Izzy Cup at Paradox Comics and Cards. The Valley Today's Austin Carisu was live in studio this morning with all the details ahead of this weekend's event.
Like you just mentioned, Sunday is going to be an exciting event, and it's all for a good cause. Well, this morning I'm joined with Devin. He's one of the organizers of the Izzy Cup. So what was the inspiration, the planning process kind of behind hosting an event like this?
Well, the inspiration was kind of interesting. It was on a Wednesday. My friend Brian Lansom, who's Izzy's father, came in and was like, I want to do something to honor my daughter. And he came up with this idea of the Izzy Cup. And I looked at him and went, I think we can make that happen. So I reached out to every downtown connection I had, and it just snowballed into this thing of everyone wanting to help make this bigger. And it just got bigger and bigger and bigger with everyone it came in contact with until it turned into this event.
Yeah, and so the community feedback has already been huge, as you mentioned. What does that mean to you and everyone who's helping to organize this event?
It means it's not only touched Isadora's family and friends, it's touched the community. And everyone we've seen to talk to has been touched by the story in a different way and is very excited that this is going to happen and that this is going to help such a good cause.
Yeah, sounds like it's going to be a great event. And for people who are interested in coming out on Sunday, what time will it begin, end, and all the events be taking place?
3 p.m. will be the start of the event. That's when all the bands will play, 3 to 6. 6 o'clock will be the start of the racing tournament. The food truck will be there from 3 to 6, and the whole thing will end at 9 o'clock.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like it's going to be a great event. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. And like Devin said, it's going to be starting at 3 o'clock on Sunday, and it's all going to benefit Solaris.
Thank you very much for that, Austin, and the update. Really cool little thing going on for Isadora Wengelen, honoring her as we move. Oh, I should say that the event is actually taking place. You heard it, 3 p.m., then it goes all the way to 9 p.m. here as well. Organizers are encouraging a minimum $5 donation per person at the door to help out. Then we move on to the weather here, as it's a really weird and volatile week when it comes to rain, isolated showers, isolated thunderstorms. If you've taken a look at the radar recently, I really can't make sense of it. So we're going to send it over to our meteorologist, Lisa Green, who has more on what to expect throughout today.
Hi, I'm meteorologist Lisa Green with a look at our forecast for this Wednesday. That swirling low that's been impacting our weather lately still hanging around today. So that's going to influence our weather with some areas of thunder showers and showers around the valley. And with that swirl in the atmosphere, we've got to keep an eye out with any developing showers and thunder showers for that possibility for a weak funnel cloud that we may see. And some of the stronger storms, while we're less likely to be severe, may produce some small hail. So still on the lookout for rain and thunder today, though the severe risk is lower. Temperatures into the 60s to around 70 this afternoon, so running cool as well by about 10 to 15 degrees below average. Heading into tonight, still areas, especially in the northeast, where we've got that potential for rain and thunder shower activity. It's not until we get into after sunset that we'll see things start to quiet down for us here in the valley. So taking a look at our planner heading into the next couple of days, starting to warm up and we quiet down tomorrow.
Fantastic, and thank you very much for that, Lisa. Now taking a look at current conditions here. Fargo's sitting at about 65 degrees. Northwesterly winds coming at 18 miles an hour. Sunset 9:25, still sticking in there. I still love those really late nights that still have some sunshine. You feel like you still got time to do stuff. It's always a good feeling. I miss it as soon as it gets dark at 4, 5 p.m. I'll pass. Anyways, just kind of like you heard from Lisa, chance of rain pretty much throughout the day. When it's coming, how it's coming, we don't really know. 1 p.m., 68 degrees, getting all the way up to about 70 today, and winds do seem to taper off a little bit heading into tonight. Pretty much a 20% chance throughout the day and heading into the evening. A little bit of a chance here at 10. And as we move through tomorrow morning, which will be Thursday morning, getting all the way down to about 52 degrees before we start warming up once again. And tomorrow's looking pretty good so far. 77 degrees we're maxing out at. And ooh, check that out. Pretty decent wind speeds there. If you got a nice long break at work, try to get outside and enjoy that weather. 77, probably the absolute sweet spot for me. Continuing to move on throughout the Thursday nights. Not much going on, 62, 61, 60, and then Friday, of course. Now, we'll take a look at the radar here and see what's happening. If the radar loads. There we go, got a little traction here. So yeah, you see some sprinkles, some showers maybe moving through the area, and a little bit of a, there we go. So this is right at about 11:43, right, just about a half hour from now. So maybe experiencing some sort of rain move through the area. Should be clearing by 2:30, but you saw with Lisa, it's very volatile here. So you never know when some of those less strong, less intense rain showers may drop a couple sprinkles here and there. And this is at about 6 o'clock. You see a little bit right there, kind of moving south. Who knows if it's going to make its way down here. Download the VNL weather app so you can get up-to-date forecasts on when that rain is coming. Looking at the rest of the week, 77 on Friday. Showers in the mix. Actually, let's see where we're looking at here. Cloudy, occasional rain showers during Friday, during the day. Then same thing heading into the night. Chance of showers. Looks like Saturday might be getting some rain earlier in the morning. Some wind making its way through the area. Woo, 20 to 30 miles an hour. Ugh. Mainly in the morning, light rain it looks like, and then thunderstorms likely in the evening. Chance of scattered thunderstorms, potential for small hails. So if you got a garage, park the car in there. Sunday. This Sunday, scattered thunderstorms in the morning, partly cloudy skies. It's getting up to 85. And then as we move through the night, scattered thunderstorms and showers in about 10 to 15 miles an hour. For wind speeds. Then as we move into next week, Monday 82, partly cloudy, slight chance of precipitation. Tuesday 84, 20% chance. And then moving into July, boom, 89 right in the face for a high 40% chance of rain. Same thing for Thursday, pretty much looking like some twins here. 20% chance of rain. And then Friday, 90, balmy degrees, and maybe a slight chance of rain. But that's what we're kind of taking a look at here. So summer is in full force, to say the least. And we're also going to wrap things up there as well. So thank you guys very much for joining us here on the Stream Valley News Now at 11. I do have a meeting somewhere around, I think it's at 2 today, so we might run sports overtime a little earlier here because we got a lot to discuss when it comes to Julius Randle, Ayo DeSumo, and what's happening in basketball at this juncture. Tons of moving pieces here. And then the North Dakota State football program, they petitioned few months ago to be eligible for the college football playoff as well as conference championships. We're expecting a decision on that petition any time now, whether it be today, tomorrow, or even Friday, but that news should be coming down. Now, most teams, when they move to the FCS to the FBS, usually get a 2-year postseason ban, which does include that conference championship and the college football playoff. NDSU petitioned to be eligible this first year, saying the change in the transfer portal landscape allows teams to build up really a lot faster than they were able to years ago here. So waiting on that decision. Hopefully we get some news by the time sports overtime's coming around so we can give that to you guys. But otherwise, a lot of basketball to talk. I can't believe it's the off season. There's this much to discuss here. But for Duke Schindler here on the desk, we will catch you later.